Hello everyone. In this video, we will see how we can use Anuta Atom to create ELine services that transports a single VLAN across LDP networking using 802.1q endpoint interface types and flexible Ethernet services as a physical encapsulation type. We will also provision the connectivity fault management profile for this service. Atom offers predefined service definitions in the form of a profile that one can choose to create a particular service. A profile captures the commonly used parameters in a service. You can either edit them or you can create your own variation. Let us take a look at the ELine service definition for Single-VLAN Dot1q flavor. Here we can see that the signaling is set to LDP and the pseudo wire is selected as Ethernet. In the connectivity settings, we can see the virtual circuit ID and MTU related configuration. For VCID, we can either feed in during the service creation or we can choose to auto pick from the resource manager in Atom IPAM. So we already have a profile created there and that has been chosen here. The MTU is set to 1522 and MTU range bytes can be set as well. The PE-CE settings captures the configuration on the interface between PE and CE devices. We have chosen Dot1q as the Ethernet option, but we can choose other options such as port and QNQ in the respective services. The customer traffic type is chosen as transport single VLAN, but Atom supports other options as well such as VLAN list and VLAN range. The VLAN normalization for this service is chosen as normalized to Dot1q tag. But Atom also supports other flavors such as VLAN swap, normalization to QNQ tags, normalization to none, and normalization not required as other options. The VLAN ID can be either fed in during service creation or we can choose to auto pick from the VLAN manager in Atom under IPAM. The physical interface has to be flexible Ethernet services. This will allow physical interface to support different types of Ethernet encapsulation types at logical interface level. The logical interface is set to VLAN circuit cross connect. The MTU can also be defined under the PE and CE settings. Another important setting is the rate limiting parameter. We can choose the bandwidth in Mbps. That will be configured as the firewall policer configuration. Let us now try to create an ELine service using this service definition. So we have the template loaded. Let's take a look at the fields. The initial set of parameters include the name, the customer name chosen from the drop-down, the service definition name from the ELine profiles, which is ELine Dot1q single VLAN, and then the CFM profile from the drop-down that's coming from the CFM profile. In the connectivity settings, we can skip the VCID resource profile as we already mentioned auto pick in the ELine profile. The RT profile can be skipped as it's not relevant in the case of LDP. MTU, etc. will also be fetched from the ELine profile. The only parameter we need to enter is the VLAN tag to stack. Endpoint A and endpoint Z will capture the PE device settings with respect to the CE device. We have the PE device and the corresponding UNI interface. The unit allocation and the VLAN resource is based on the resource manager profile. If needed, the bandwidth can be modified to a different value from the ELine profile. Let us now create the service. As you can see, a new service is created. Let us now look at the task logs. In the provision commands on endpoint A, the initial configuration is the firewall and the policer configuration that has the bandwidth and how it has been applied to the interface. We can see the interface configurations, the VLAN configurations, the VLAN normalization part, and finally the L2 circuit details where we can see the remote endpoint details. We can also see the CFM configurations based on the chosen CFM profile. The second endpoint also has the similar configurations. On the device, we can see the same set of configurations. We can see the encapsulation configuration, the subinterface configurations. We can also see the firewall configurations and the firewall policer attached to the interface. We can also see that there's a single VLAN that's getting translated to VLAN 256 and vice versa. The L2 configuration can also be seen here with the neighbor details of the remote endpoint. We can also see the CFM profile attached to the interface, and here is the configuration for the OAM protocols configuration for CFM on the device. The same set of configurations can be seen on the second device as well. Thanks for watching.